Hey, welcome to Lab Games. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Francis.
Today we are going to play
Spirit Island! Alright, I got like a breeze on the box.
That's good.
Alright, Spirit Island is a worker placement game for 1 to 4 players, designed by Eric Rouse and published by Greater Than Games, Fabled Nexus. Plays in about 90 to 120 minutes.
Alright, so we're going to take it to the table and show you how it plays. Alright, welcome to the table. Here we have Spirit Island set up for 2 players. And we're going to be doing things a little bit differently than your standard plain vanilla game. So,
Of course.
Just to spice things up a bit. So with Spirit Island, the premise of the game is you are island spirits, and you are trying to prevent invaders, and by invaders I mean like just regular humans.
Like colonizers.
Yeah, colonizers from coming to your island and filling it with blight. And blight is really just pollution and destroying of the land itself, right? So as you can see, we'll go through all the components, and your objective is really just to get rid of these invaders, really, and that's how you win this game. To win the game,
By any means necessary.
by any means necessary, you got to destroy the invaders, and to win, you've got to meet certain conditions depending on what level of terror it is, right? And the higher the terror level, the easier it is to meet those conditions. So the game starts at terror level 1, where the win condition is we've completely annihilated all the invaders, which is damn near impossible. So
including towns and cities.
towns, cities, and people. So we'll go through those components. It'll make a lot more sense when we do that. So let's go around the board, and I'll talk through what everything really represents, and then it should make a lot more sense. So what we have here is the main board, like the fear board, basically. And what you have up top are fear tokens, and there are 4 tokens per player. So in a 2-player game, we're going to have 8 fear tokens, and that's going to represent the fear that we generate through some of our spirit abilities and actions. And whenever we fill up this fear pool, we generate and earn a fear card, and those fear cards are devastating to the invaders. They're really good. So you want to generate as much fear as you can, and you just keep on generating it, and it'll make the game easier to win, or actually it'll make the game winnable, beatable, right? So you're going to have that. We're going to earn our fear cards. This is going to track our terror level, and as we go through the fear card deck, it'll increase the terror level because we're bringing terror to the invader. So that's how the victory conditions will start changing. Here is our island health, and at the beginning of the game, it is on healthy. So we're going to add 2 blight to this card per player. So in this game, it's going to be 4 blight. And once all the blight is removed from this card, it's going to flip over, and the island is going to become blighted, which at that point can't be repaired, and it's going to have some really nasty effects. So we have to manage the blight, and I'll explain how that works. Over here, we're going to have the exploration invader deck, really, and during the invader phase, we're going to reveal cards from these decks, and it's going to show you where the invaders are going to spread, where they're going to build, and what lands they're going to ravage and blight, basically. So that's the round, the part of the invader phase that we want to really mitigate is the ravage phase. So if we jump down here to the island, on the island you're going to see we already have pieces set out, and it's very basic. And for a 2-player game, you can use tiles A and C, and you're going to put them together like this. So this represents the coastlines. These are the mountainous terrains. You've got jungle, you've got desert or sands, and you've got wetlands. And throughout, there's going to be different invaders that start the game. And you're going to just look at all the icons on each of the little lands, and it's going to show you exactly what to put there at the start of the game. So here we have a town or a city. Here we have these little mushroom caps, and these represent little like villager huts, and they're called the Dahan. They're the indigenous population of the island who is going to help us repel these invaders.
Right.
Because they don't like them any more than we do. Here you have standard invaders, and they're going to start to create towns, and those towns are going to flourish into cities, and it's going to just blight everything. And it'll all make more sense when we start talking about how those phases work. So this was the general setup. Now for the scenario we're playing, it's called Guard the Isle's Heart, and the game comes with a handful of scenarios and a handful of specific invader types that you can choose. We've not chosen specific invader types because I think the combination of the 2 for us is just very, very difficult, and we don't want to get slaughtered on a playthrough. So we'll talk about that later. Yeah, we'll make it a little bit more challenging, but not too much. So for Guard the Isle's Heart, and these scenarios will tell you exactly what to do if there's any different conditions. So the rules changes here. There's an additional loss condition. So anytime after the first turn, If there is a town or a city in the inner lands, we lose. Now, the inner lands for this scenario are lands number 7. So on each tile, these 2 lands, if there's ever a town or a city built on either of those lands, we immediately lose the game. There were additional setup changes. So we've removed all the towns from the board, and on each of the inner lands, we've added an explorer, right? And now we get to add 1 power or 1 influence to each of these lands, right? Because each player is going to add 1 influence for each player's board. So you get to put an influence here, and I get to put an influence here. And you get to choose where you want it to come from.
And we'll talk about how we make these decisions probably in a minute.
Yeah, I'll probably take this one here.
I'm going to take...
I'll go there.
I'll take this one. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Here we go.
And so that's the setup. And then each spirit starts with 2 additional power cards by drawing a single card for each of the 2 power decks. And we'll do that after we talk through the rest of the components. So that's the island. Now we have the player board. So these are our spirit cards. We've chosen 2 different spirits to play out of a whole host of spirits that come with the game at varying levels of difficulty. The spirit I chose was called the Thunder Speaker.
She's so cool.
Yes, and her real power, and each spirit has a starting deck of 4 cards that are specific to that spirit, right, that we're going to use. And what her real power is manipulating and using the Dahan, the natives. Think of her as like a native god who's going to come down and lead the natives into repelling the invaders. So all of her powers initially start out doing that. So that's how I'm going to use her. So who do you have?
I have shadows flicker like flame.
Oh, they do indeed.
They do. So I chose this one because it works well, I think, with the Thunder Speaker. So the special rules for this guy are called Shadows of the Dahan. So whenever I use a power, I can pay an extra energy to target a land with Dahan regardless of the power's range. So how it works throughout the game, the powers that we use typically have a range, so we can only use them kind of, where we have presence or within a short distance around that. So this will allow me to actually shoot my power over to anywhere where there's Dahan.
Okay.
Which is cool. So I'm trying to help out the Dahan, help us, I guess.
That's going to be the attempt. So,
yeah.
Or basically keep them out of the center of the island while we try to eradicate them. So the way the player boards work is, you see, we have all these tokens lined up, and they go over. They represent our presence, and as we go through the player rounds, we're going to have a chance to put these out onto the board and get presence in different lands. And if you ever have more than one presence on a particular land, it becomes sort of a holy land. And you get to use much more powerful.
It's always good to have
abilities.
a lot of presents.
Well, you do have a lot of presents. It's like Christmas. So we'll go through the whole turn order. But as we start to remove these presence tokens, we start to generate more power every turn. We start to be able to play more cards, and we're going to generate some passive. What are these called? They're like elements, if you will, that are used towards to cast our innate powers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, and that, again, there's so much to talk about in this game. I don't want to spend an hour explaining it.
Right.
So you'll get it as we start playing. We're going to have player cards, as I said earlier, and the way you cast powers in this game. You pay for it with power as you generate power as sort of your currency. And you're going to have red and blue icons on the upper left-hand corner, which we're going to discuss, which are going to describe the cost of the power. And the power is either red, which means it's fast, or blue, which is slow. And that makes a huge difference in the turn order of when these powers are going to actually kick in, because of the way that the turn order goes. And it's a very interesting turn order, because we would get our fast powers to activate, and then the invaders go, and then our slow powers kick in. So the slow powers are quite powerful, but they come in after the fact. So you have to sort of plan ahead, which is very unique. So I think we've gone over enough of the components.
Yeah,
and let's finish the setup,
okay,
and then we'll jump into the first turn.
Let's
And we'll
do
explain
it.
as we go.
Okay.
All right, so just a few more things we need to do for setup, and we'll be ready to start. So we're each going to get to draw. So draw a power from that deck and a power from that deck. So there's 2 decks of power. There's the minor powers and there's the major powers. And obviously, major powers are stronger
Major
than the minor
powers.
powers, but they do cost a lot more to get out. So this is part of the setup for Guard the Isle's Heart. Normal game, you wouldn't do this. And the last thing we're going to need to do is do the Explorer phase to start the game. So the first card that came up is Sands, and we're going to move that over here, and we're going to put an Explorer in every sand that is adjacent to or contains another Explorer building. So we wouldn't get any here.
We
right?
actually.
We're not connected to any buildings.
Oh,
So
okay.
the reason being is
Yeah,
the
that's right.
invaders are exploring, but they have to come out from
Somewhere.
No, he doesn't go there either.
Why?
Because there's
already
no
a guy
building.
there.
There's no building.
Ew,
They have
okay.
to be. So you think about
I
it. The
always forget
explorers
that.
have to come from someplace, right?
Yeah.
They've got to come either from a town or a city, or
Or
they
the
can come from the
oceans.
coast because that's represents ships coming in. So if there's nowhere to source additional explorers, then they won't go and explore that land. So they're kind of like venturing out. Like
Okay.
this guy ventured out from the city. There's no. These guys are out there on their own. There's no.
Right.
They can't just spawn more explorers, right? And this guy spawns because he's got a city there. So that's it. That's all that's going to happen. But that's going to sort of set up the rounds, the future rounds for the invader phases. Because if we look ahead, this round when it gets to the explorer phase, and you activate events from left to right here, so you're going to see there's no ravage, but they will be building in the sand sites
Right.
wherever there are people.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
you have to keep that in mind, because if we can get these people out of these sand zones, the sand lands, then they won't build there, and you
Right.
don't want them to build because it just starts to spiral out. And this sand land happens to be one of the inner island
Right. Exactly.
areas,
it's
so
bad news
that's a
bears.
problem. If they build a town there, we immediately lose this game. So I think that completes the setup. And the turn orders are going to go pretty simple. You start with the spirit phase, and in the spirit phase, we're going to get to do 3 different things. We're going to do first growth, and we're going to pick one of the top 3 activities or events that you can do, or powers, right? So you growth, and they let you pick one of them. So a lot of them have to do with like picking up your discard pile back into your hand, gaining additional power cards, adding your presence to the board, or gaining energy. And this energy is the currency that you're going to use to actually cast these powers, right? The second thing we're going to get to do is gain energy, and you're going to gain energy based on the amount listed here on your presence board, right? So right now I would only gain 1.
Yeah.
You
Gain 0.
gain 0, right? So, and if you don't have that energy, you're not casting any spells. And the last piece is to play and pay for your power cards. So this will be to getting out cards, and you can play as many cards as your spirit card allows. Your spirit board allows me to play 2 cards, and I think yours does as well. So you've got to pay attention to what you want to play in order to determine what's the best growth activity to participate in at
That
the beginning
turn,
of our
yep.
spirit phase, right? So let's go ahead and think about what we're going to do here,
Okay.
and we're going to jump in and start off the spirit phase for the first turn. Okay, so what do you do for growth?
All right, so we each have different options, actually. Each of these guys has different options for growth. So I'm going to go with gain a power card and add presence. A range of 1 away from somewhere else I have presence. So
All right, and I'm going to do this one where it says I can add 2 different presents, with one within 2 of an existing presence and one within 1 with an existing presence. And they have to be on lands with Daha.
I'm taking my presence off of my energy track, too, so that I can gain an energy.
So I'm just going to put 1 here and 1 here.
And I'm going to put 1 here. Okay.
All right.
And then I have to get a power card, too.
You are. So what would you like?
I'll take a minor power.
So when you draft a power card, you're going to get 4 cards off the top of the deck. You're going to keep 1 and then discard the remaining 3. If you ever take a major power card, you take 4, keep 1, discard the remainders, but you also have to destroy one of your minor powers. All right, so I did that. I'm good. Choosing a card.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to defend or if I want one that'll push. I think the push is pretty good.
I think push.
Yeah,
We need to continue to manipulate
It's a
the
0
Dahan
cost,
because
too.
they
Yeah.
are.
they are going to win this for
They're
us.
going to win the island for us. So Next, we go into gain energy. So you're going to gain energy in the amount of your top row of your presence. So I gain 2.
Okay.
And I also generate this air symbol as a passive. So with my innate powers, if I'm able to meet or exceed the cost here, I automatically get to take these actions.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't cost.
Right.
You don't spend them. So you can actually complete both actions as long as you have enough to do any of them, which is great. So my powers are basically, I can gather or push Dahan if I have certain amounts of these colors or these so I need like the beast symbol, I need air, and I need the sun. Or I could lead a furious assault, which would destroy towns and destroys cities, for every Dahan I have there. Very powerful, but right now they're slow powers. If I have at least 4 of these air symbols out on all my abilities, I'll actually get to do these as fast actions, which is quite powerful.
That's wonderful.
Another ability of my Thunder Speaker I didn't go over is, so my presence, if ever I push Dahan, so this game you can push or gather.
Mm-hmm.
If you push, you pick a land and you push the whatever it is, whether it's Dahan or invaders, to another land adjacent to it, right? There's gather, we can pick a land and then gather everything that's adjacent to it to that land. So there's 2 different ways you do these things, which are very powerful for getting things where you want them, right? Or out of certain places, right? So
But specifically, when you move them,
I can move
you
my
with them.
presence with them. Like I am with the Dahan.
you are.
Because I am an ally of the Dahan. Last thing is to play and pay for power cards. So we've got our currency, and I think we know what we're going to do, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm going to play these 2 cards here. The Words of Warning and the Voice of Thunder.
I have Concealing Shadows and Crops Wither and Fade. That's
All
so
right.
sad.
So we go ahead and we pick. Actually, no, that's not the one I wanted to play. I wanted to play this one, the Sudden Ambush, because I want to hurt people.
Okay.
So remember, you have to pay, depending. So that's going to cost me 2. That's all my power, and you paid 1, right?
Yep.
And we're only going to be able to play the fast powers at this point. That's it, just the red ones. So you can go or I go. It doesn't matter. It depends on
I can
if
go
you have
ahead.
strategy
That's
here.
fine. Yeah. So, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because this game is cooperative, obviously. But since we're both doing different things independently, it's good to kind of try to figure out what the best move will actually be.
Indeed.
So I'm going to be, my Concealing Shadows gives us 1 fear, and the Dahan take no damage from Ravaging this turn, which I would have liked to save for later, but it was my only 0. So, and I
So you
needed
just
it for the
generated a
thing.
fear?
So I just generated a fear. And then because I have 2 moons and a fire symbol, I actually get to gather a Daha a invader as well.
Right,
So
and that is 1
I have-
range of
like my super presence
of
here.
your holy lands.
Right. So I'm going to gather this guy into this land.
Okay. So by doing that, we're getting him out of the sands.
So he's not going to
So
build.
he's not going to be able to build, because they can only build where they are,
Right.
where there's a presence there, either a building or an invader. So that was your power, right? So you
Yep.
can exhaust that card to show that it's spent.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and pay for this. So here's my 2. And I get to gather 1 Dahan within 1 range of my presence. And then so I'm going to gather 1 here, and I'm going to bring this with it. And then with each Dahan there destroys 1 invader.
Perfect.
So it's going to just kill him.
Okay.
All right. So even though I didn't need to do that, it's good to do that, to get rid of them. So that's that power. I have enough to do this innate power where I can gather or push Dahan, depending on how many air and fire and sun symbols I have. But it's a slow power, so it's going to come later.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's all we can do for the fast round. Like, that's it. Now we go into the invader phase. So the invader phase is simple. We go and check the blighted island effects. If the island was blighted, there would be effects here, which are nasty. The next are fear effects. If we had any fear cards earned, we would now reveal them and take those effects and resolve them. Next is the ravage. So we're going to go along the board here. So there's no card in ravage, so they're not going to ravage in the first round. Next card is build. They're going to build on every sand where there is presence of invaders.
Right.
So the rule is, if there are more towns than cities, you build a town.
More towns than cities.
No, I'm sorry.
You
If
build
more
a city, right.
more cities than towns, you build a town.
Right.
If there's more towns than cities, you build a city.
So there's
That would get a
disproportionate
town.
number of cities, so this gets a
Yeah.
town.
So there should always be more towns than cities
Right.
ever. If there's no towns, it gets a town.
Right. So this guy gets a town here.
Right. These two don't have any invader presence, so they don't get anything. So that's the build. The next and final is explore. So now the wetlands are going to explore if possible. So that is
Right
possible.
here.
Now there's a town here. They're going to explore out this way.
Yep.
There's nothing connected here, but they are going to explore from there. So that's explore. So everything slides down one and gets ready for the next round. So now we know that all of the sandlands are going to ravage. And by ravage, if they do at least 2 points of damage, they're going to blight the land. The way that damage works is think of it as attack power 1, 2, and 3 attack power. So essentially, just having a town there alone will blight a land.
Exactly.
One guy on his own only does 1 damage. It's not enough to blight the land. So you want to manage that. This is a bad spot. That's going to get
Yep,
blight. And it won't
we'll take
do
care of that.
any more than 1 blight.
Yeah,
Depending,
but we don't want
but
that.
you have to. You will take a blight, and there's only 4 that we can have on the board before this whole island is invalid. So, so that is it for the invaders. Pretty simple. And now we go to slow power. So our
Alright.
slow powers kick in. So what are you gonna do?
All right, so I have 1 slow power. My crops wither and fade. So we get 2 more fear. So my shadow guy makes lots of fear. He's super scary.
Okay.
And then I can choose to either replace 1 town with an explorer or replace 1 city with 1 town. But I can only do that within a range of 0 where I have presence, so I have to actually be there. That's why I put my presence here.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get rid of that town.
So you can replace 1
And-
town with a guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So I just blew up his house, I guess, or something. I don't know.
What is that power
And now
called?
he's living there. It's called crops wither and fade.
Ah, so you rotted them
I rotted
out.
his land.
So you're
Yes.
like disease. All right. So I'm gonna use the voice of thunder. Now I can push up to 4 Dahan.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Something to think about.
yeah.
Remember that my guy, when I use a power, I can pay 1 energy to target a land with Daha, regardless of my power's range.
Mhm.
So if I have stuff that can help us over
Okay.
here, you might want to.
Well, what I'm going to do then,
Push.
I'm not going to push. I'm going to use if invaders are present within within one range of
Oh,
my
get 2
presence,
fear?
2 fear.
Yeah,
so I'm
do
going to
that.
generate 2 fear. We want the fear cards.
Yeah, we
Trust
do.
me, they are
They're
very
so
good. So that's that power. But I have enough. So I have the beast symbol to activate this one here, and I can gather up to 1 Dahan per air symbol I have, and I have 2, so I can gather 2
Okay.
within 1 range. So I'm going to gather 2 here,
Perfect.
and they're going to bring my presence with them.
Excellent. Okay.
Also, I can push up to 1 Daha per sun symbol I have, so I can push 1. I'm going to push 1 here because they are
Okay.
within 1 presence of me.
Right.
I can push them. So now I have 3 Dahan here,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I want.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
So that ends that. So that's the slow phase.
Mm-hmm.
These cards get discarded now. We keep a discard pile. And that ends the round. So now we go and we start over in the spirit phase. All right, so growth phase. What are you going to do?
Oh my goodness, I have no idea. Okay.
I think I need to get more presence on the board.
How many fear are we down to? 3? I would really like to get a fear card out if possible. Okay, thanks. Bye.
The problem is I don't have a lot of energy. And
I have. All right, I can do some stuff here.
I mean, I have the ability to. I don't have a lot of energy to pay for it. So,
Well, I have a card that could affect you.
mhm.
It's called Mantle of Dread. And basically, we get 2 fear, and then I can target a spirit, so I can target you, and you can push 1 explorer and a town from one of your lands,
Oh, I can.
if that helps at all.
I mean, that would get them
It
out
would
of
kind of take care of that.
Yeah, that would get them out of there.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's another. I might do this. So if that helps you, I could do that.
I mean, yeah. Because what we have to keep in mind now, right? So you have to watch this track. This is going to dictate what's happening.
Yeah.
So they're going to ravage the Sandlands.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, we're in danger because
Right.
it's 2 combat, right?
Yep.
So they're going to blight that land. These 2 are fine. This one's a problem. So
Yeah,
we've got to
that's
get.
why
So
we're
if you're
trying
able
to-
to push at least these 2 out somewhere, not to the wetlands because that's coming up. So we want to push them somewhere, maybe either to the mountains or the jungles, just to get them out of the Sandlands, right?
Right.
And if you leave the city behind, that's still a value of 3 attacks. So they're going to blight as well. And I have to decide if I have the ability to destroy it. And
Right.
I probably can with this, but it's a slow power. That's my problem.
What is it?
Each Dahan deals damage equal to the number of presence in your
Presence.
target land.
So
So
what are you trying to do?
to destroy that
it?
city because it's going to blight. The problem is it's
But
a
if
slow
you
power.
can push, if I do this and you push one of these guys and that town, you're only dealing with 3.
3's enough to blight.
I know, but can't you do?
This is slow.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So the reason I'm saying it's slow is because the
Oh,
invaders
this is
are
slow
the
anyway.
invaders are going to get to go first. So they're
Right.
going to blight the land.
Darn it.
And they're going to attack and hurt my Dahan. And if they kill the Dahan, they're gone. They're gone for good.
I have. Okay, let me think about this.
I have some defend. I actually look. I have a defend of 6,
Okay.
and it's fast. I can defend all
If
of the
you
damage
can
here.
defend it, I have a slow that
Mm-hmm.
allows 1 damage per Daha.
Mm-hmm.
And if I use this, I can pay an extra energy to target a land
You know
with
what?
Dahan.
I'll take care of this
How?
because I'm going to defend 6, so they're
Okay.
not going to be able to blight the land.
Right.
And then I'm going to do each Daha
Oh,
will deal
there
2
you go.
damage. So I'll do 6. The Daha will kill this entire
you
village
go,
for me.
then.
And it's slow, but it's fine because I can defend.
All right, so I need to take care of this then.
So
I'm gonna focus on
with
that.
with that said, I'm going to need at least 4 power to play these 2 cards. So I have to
Mm-hmm.
take this one here where I can add a presence and gain 4 energy. So I'll probably grab this because I want to get up here to where I can play 3 power cards because that's important. I can add a presence within 1 of another presence, but I will just go 2 here, or should I start out? You know what? I'll come out here
Okay.
because I'm within 1 from here because I want to get into that side so I can do some more damage out there.
When
4
we
energy.
gather Daha, they don't have to be gathered from one particular land, right? Like I could
No,
do
you-
2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
and gather them
you
all in
pick
one spot,
the
right?
land and the Daha
And they come to you.
gather. right?
Okay.
It's when you push, it has to be out of 1 land.
Okay, because I'm thinking of doing these 2 things,
Okay.
and then that'll allow me to gather 1. If I put presence like here, I can gather one of these guys out so that they don't do any damage to this land when they
Mhm.
ravage. And that's really the only reason I'm doing that. But then the favors called do allows me to gather Dahan, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an invader present, and the Dahan outnumber them, and we get 3 fear. So we'll actually get a fear card.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. And then I was going to do my Mantle of Dread. It seemed so cool. But you may not need that then
Nope.
to push. Then I might want to save that till later.
No, I've got this land covered here. I have this ridiculously strong defense card.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, nature's resilience. Very powerful.
This allows me to gather up to 3 Dahan from 1 land away. I need to pick what other card I want to use. Oh wait, no, I have to use this one because of that thing. Okay, I think I'm
Alright.
set. Yep.
Okay, so did you already pick your growth?
I did. Yeah, so I'm going to do... My growth is pretty, like, standard. I'm going to do the gain a power card and add presence. And I'm going to add this presence. Yeah. So I get a power card. And I'm going to take a major power this time.
Major power.
Major power.
1, 2, 3, 4. Right? You have to destroy one of your minor powers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It can be one you've already used, or it can be.
Ooh, I like
one
all
in
my
your
minor
hand.
powers, though.
Are there any you really don't like?
I mean, my Call to Bloodshed does 1 damage per Dahan, but it's slow.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You know, it's not really going to do much for me.
All right.
And I get to pick one of these.
You get to pick one and keep
All right,
one.
replace a city with 2 invaders, replace a town with 1 invader, replace a Dahan with an invader.
That's nice.
Push all invaders to as many different lands as possible. That's crazy.
What that fast power?
Yeah, I like the fast ones. They're so hard to add a presence in a land, even if you normally couldn't. Defend 20. Yep, that's happening.
Wow, that's pretty good. Defend 20. It's ridiculous. All right, so now we get to grow, generate power, gain energy. So I'm going to get 2 energy.
You're going to get...
And you're going to get 3. On your
right,
board.
sorry, I was thinking ahead about something. I'm going to get 3 and you get 2, right?
Yep.
There you go.
And now pay for your cards and...
Okay. Both of my cards are slow, but my innate power is fast. And that's the one that allows me to gather a person.
Okay.
So I'm going to gather that guy there.
All right. And we are going to then use fast power. So I have 1 fast power here. So I'm going to use this. And it's a defend of 6.
Okay.
And I'm going to put a defense token here. So that's defend 6. Now there's 3, 4, 5, 6 invader power here. That's going to defend.
Perfect.
All of it.
Awesome.
So as long as at least 2 don't get through, then we will not blight.
Okay.
So the next is invader phase, right? So we are going to ravage.
Okay. So we look here. This does nothing.
He only does 1 damage, so he does not blight the land.
Okay.
So if there were any Dahan there, they would
They
now
would
fight back.
Yeah, but there's not.
And Dahan they have 2 health and they do 2 damage each, just for everyone's knowledge. Nothing happens here, nothing happens here. Here I defend all 6 of it. Boom.
Great.
Absorbed.
Okay.
Now my Dahan fight back.
Right.
Dahan do 2 damage each.
Uh-huh.
Even if they don't get hurt, they still fight back. So they're going to destroy all of this. Now, for every town that's destroyed, they gain a fear. For every city that's destroyed, they gain 2 fear.
Perfect.
Is that all of it? So
Yep.
we generate a fear card.
Okay.
Very good. This goes here, this goes here, and that goes there. So the Dahan wipes them out. Now we go to build. So they're going to build in any of the lands where they don't have, where they have invaders.
A person or
Yep.
whatever. So.
They're going to build a town here.
Yep.
And
And they're going to
town
build a town over here.
over
Not
there.
an 8 though, right?
No, as long
Okay,
as 7 and
perfect.
7 are clear, we haven't lost the game. So
Alright.
they are going to now explore the jungles. So we are going to get 1 here, 1 here.
This is why,
one
like,
here.
at the beginning of the game, I always want to put them out everywhere. But, like, by round 2, you're just putting them out everywhere anyway.
Yep, so they are going in every jungle.
Yep.
So that's that. So now this goes to discard, this slides down, and now we're ready for next round.
Okay.
Invader phase over, slow powers.
All right, so I've got some stuff. Do you want to do yours first, or what do you have? A fear?
Ooh. Yeah, see, since we got that fear, did we get it before or after the...
No, we got it during your fast phase.
During my fast phase, we got the fear?
Yeah.
No, we got during the invader phase.
Oh, during the
because they
invader phase,
ravaged.
yeah.
So the thing is, at the very beginning of the invader
Right.
phase, before they do their stuff, is when we would resolve that fear
Right.
card. But since
Yeah.
basically we're going to get an extra round. If we generate another one, we'll get 2 of them, which is
Right.
great. But we don't get to use it this round. So mine is basically they get 1 fear.
Okay.
And for each Dahan deals damage equal to the number of presence in my target land.
Take care of that one.
So any target land, so this would, but
Wait.
it's only going to do 1 damage.
Hold on a second. Let me see. No, because I'm going to do this. Oh, that's not going to do anything. It's only going to do 1 damage because you only have 1 Daha, right?
That is right. I mean, I can kill the dude.
You know what I might do? I could do this. So I can gather up to 4 Daha. If invaders are present and they outnumber them, I do 3 fear. But what that could allow you to do, if I do this first, I can do my special rule and pay an extra energy, because I will have 1 energy left.
What does that allow you to do?
It allows me to target a land with Daha, regardless of the range.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can do this, even though I'm nowhere near that. And I can gather up to 4 Dahan here.
Okay.
So I can gather these guys since I
Yeah.
don't need them anymore. 1, 2. What do you want? 3
Just
of
take
them?
2 of them.
Just take 2?
And I'll bring 1 of my presents with it.
Okay. And then invaders are present, right?
Yep.
And the Dahan outnumber them.
They don't.
Why? Because we have 3. So bring
Oh,
this
no,
guy
they do.
too.
They do. I think they do. I think it counts as just, there's 2 invaders here, so, and 3 Dahan.
Okay. So we get 3 fear for that.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then that allows you to do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah. So that's done. So you resolved that?
I resolved this. My
Okay.
other one, just so that you're aware, we get 2 fear, and then target spirit can push 1 explorer and 1 town from your lands, which I would probably recommend you do it there.
Why? I'm going to kill all of them.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, each Dahan does damage
Oh,
equal
yeah,
to the
that's
number
right.
of
That's
presents.
stupid.
So each of them are going to do 2 damage.
Right.
So these are both dead.
Okay.
And they're going to get fear for killing the town.
Okay. So I have to do mine then. So what do I want to do with this then? It says any player, but that is besides me, or that can be me too.
I think it could be you too.
Can it?
Mm-hmm. Any spirit, because it would
Because
just
it does say there are cards that say like any other spirit.
Mhm.
So I guess this could be me as well.
Yeah.
So I can push an explorer and a town from one of my lands. Maybe this land.
Because they're going to ravage that.
You know what I mean?
So push it to the mountains.
Yeah, because we don't have mountains coming out yet. So that town and this person. And then we get 2 fear for that.
Well, it's within 1 range of you?
There's no range.
Oh, just anywhere.
It's just anywhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
pretty
mantle
good.
of dread.
It is the mantle of dread.
Wow, we almost generated enough fear to do it again.
I know.
Okay, so that ends it. So
Okay.
pay all your power. All your energy, rather.
Yep. So that was 1, 2, and then my extra one for sending my power out.
That's correct for doing that. All right, so we managed that pretty well, I think.
We did. That was fantastic.
Yeah, let's rip through this. And so we're going to jump into the next spirit phase. So we'll start with growth.
Awesome.
All right, so for my growth, I'm going to reclaim cards. So I get my discard pile back in my hand, and I gain 2 different power cards. So I'm going to take a minor and a major this round. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see what we got for the minor power first. So what are you going to do?
Well, I don't know. I'm not ready. I mean, I know I'm going to add presents, but I don't know. Let me, give me 4 minor powers, please, so I can choose one. I'm gonna do
you're doing
gain a
this
power
one, 2,
card
3,
and-
4. Here you go.
I keep getting cards, so I don't really have to reclaim yet.
No, I don't really like
I'd really like
the
something
cards
that...
I've got, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd really like to push Dahan.
I'll take Elemental Boon. That's not bad. So target spirit gains 3 different elements of their choice. If you target another spirit, you also gain the chosen elements. So I'm going to take a major power with my next card. Hopefully this is something good. Here we go. 2 damage per Taha in target land.
Ooh, this is good.
That's
'cause
pretty
this gives me
straightforward.
more
Now I have
icons.
to discard one of my powers. Those are good.
I'm doing
Those
this.
are good.
Here you go. You can take these.
Those are good. Those are good. I'll get rid of the card I just drafted. Because this is powerful. Vigor of the
Oh,
Breaking
man, the
Dawn.
cards.
Okay.
I need to place presents.
You do?
I do.
Why, you did a
Oh my
reclaim
God.
of cards, I thought.
I didn't. I did gain power card and
Oh.
add presents.
Oh, nice.
And I want to put it... I mean, I could reclaim my cards, I guess. Maybe I'll do
Instead,
that
right?
instead. Yeah, I might as well. Because
Alright.
that will be better,
So now generate energy. So I get 2 energy.
too.
So I got 4 to spend this round. And now we got to think about what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
This
time
is
for
tough.
play.
We're going to get blighted.
And I can live with that. I'm going to play
I
those
can't.
2. You can't? You can't live with that?
it.
Oh, this
Hope our
is
fear
bad.
cards help us.
Okay, so
All right.
let's start off with our fast actions then.
Okay. I'm just going to change out my money. Okay, so my Concealing Shadows just gives us 1 fear.
Okay.
So we get another card, which
Nice.
hopefully those 2 will help us. And the Dahan take no damage from ravaging invaders this turn. So like this guy will be protected.
No,
I'm sorry,
that's a
what?
0 range. So you have to have presence in that place.
Oh. Oh, I'll spend another energy. Whatever.
What does that do?
It just lets me use it anywhere, regardless
Okay.
of the range.
Okay.
Oh, wait. It says in a land with Dahan, but I
Yeah,
guess
there
it'll
are
just be
Dahan.
Dahan, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay.
So put your little token there to show that
There.
they're protected,
All right.
so that we don't forget.
Okay. I'll just sit him on top of it like that.
There you
And
go.
then I did trigger my gather a man thing.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think where I want to do that. And the junkles are gonna blow next time.
Okay.
It has to be a range of 1 for my my presence though, so I might move this guy like here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
So you can gather one guy.
yeah. So that's it.
Okay. Here we go. Both of mine are fast.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do this one first, the sudden ambush, and I'm gonna gather one Dahan
Mm-hmm.
within a range of 1 of my power. So I'm gonna go here and gather one of my Dahan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to bring my power with it because she travels with the Dahan. And then each Dahan destroys 1 invader. So there's only 1 Dahan there, so it only gets to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's my first power. My second power is the words of warning.
Mm-hmm.
Within 1 range of my power, I'm going to do it here as well because I'm there. And then also the target land has to have Dahan, which
Right.
it does now. It's a defend 3,
Perfect.
which is exactly how much damage they're going to do to it, right? And
Right.
during the ravage, Dahan and the target land deal damage simultaneous with invaders. So this is not going to matter because I'm soaking up all the damage. But had there been 5 damage here, for example, and I was able to soak up 3 of it, the 2 that spilled over would kill that Dahan,
Right.
and they wouldn't get to strike back. But in this case, they would deal it simultaneously with the invader, so they would kill each other, which is good, but unnecessary for this play.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm worried about the explorer.
you are. All right.
Yeah.
We're done there. Now we're going to go into the invader phase. So blighted island, nothing. Ravage, no, fear effect. So we
Yes,
get
so we
to
do
resolve
both
our
of
fear
these.
cards, which is great.
We need to.
So
we need
let's see
help
what they
here.
do.
All right. So the fear cards are broken up into like 1, 2, and 3 based on our fear level.
So terror
We're
level 1.
still at terror level 1. So what can we do? So for the first one, each player may push up to 2 explorers from an inland land.
Okay.
The other one is each player may push 1 Daha from a land with invaders or gather 1 Daha into a land with invaders. So I'm thinking we defend this.
Yeah. gather Dahan there.
So we
So
can
each
each
player-
push 1 from a land with invaders.
Or gather one into a land with invaders.
So this has invaders, so we can push them here.
And this has invaders, we can gather them into it. So either
Yep.
either
So
rule
we're going
works.
to do that. And with my defense of the Daha in there,
They
they're not
won't
going to
take
take
damage.
damage, but
That's
they're going
right.
to annihilate that. So that's good. And then the second thing we can do is we can push, each of us can push up to 2 explorers from an inland land.
Right, so a land that's not connected to the coast, right? So we're going to push, each get to push 1 from an inland land,
We
right?
get to each push up to 2.
Up to 2 from 1 land.
Right.
So I'm going to push him here.
And I'm going to push him here.
The reason we're doing that is because they're building jungle
Right.
this phase, and we're getting them
Yeah.
away from the jungle. All right? So
Okay,
that's where
that's
our
pretty good actually.
that's where our fear card's done. So those aren't bad.
Yeah, that
All right.
wasn't terrible.
So now we do Ravage, which is bad, right?
Mhm.
Because we've got Ravage, and we're going to Ravage in all the wetlands. So this guy's going to Ravage, and he's going to attack. So he only does 1 damage, so he hits the Daha once.
Why is he like leaning like that?
I don't know. He's kind of doing the Michael
This guy.
Jackson, the lean.
I don't think they can see that. That's funny.
Oh, well, he was leaning a bit. So he does 1 damage. It's not enough to blight the land because you need to do 2 damage.
Right.
But the Dahan now get to attack back. He's hurt, not dead, and he'll heal after
Right.
this round. So he actually dies
Mhm.
for messing with the Dahan.
Exactly.
These guys attack, but I defended 3. Boom. They suck up all the damage.
Mhm.
Now these guys get to attack back for 2, and I get to choose how that's allocated. I allocated all of this town.
Perfect.
2 damage, town dead, generates 1 fear.
Okay.
Final.
So this actually generates 3, so
Right.
we do get a blight on the
We do
land.
get a blight.
Which is not great. But because the Dahan are protected, they don't get hit,
They don't get hit.
and they all fight back.
6 damage. Destroys the city.
Kills the city. So we actually get 2 fear for that, right?
Yep. But the land is blighted.
Yeah, that's not good.
So I'll take my defense token back. Thank you very much.
Take mans, you.
All right, so that ends. You have a slow move now. You can
I
make.
do,
Right?
yeah.
Actually, we're not done though. So that was
Yeah,
Ravage.
let's
Now we go to
continue.
build. So we're going to get a town here. Nothing here, which is great because we
Yep.
defended that.
And a town
a
down here.
there. So that wasn't
Great.
bad at all. Actually.
Yeah, that was actually well done. Sucks with the blight, but that's
Yes, well we can take care
That's
of
all right.
it. It's all right. All right. So we've got jungle build and then wetland
Wetlands
explore.
again. Okay.
Now this little house symbol is for use with the special invader cards. If you use them, it'll trigger certain things. But for this play, we're not going to worry about that.
And we'll get one here.
All right,
We're not
that's
getting
it.
anything
Nothing here. So boom.
Okay.
So this goes off,
Alright.
slides over, and that ends the invader phase.
Okay.
And now we go to
Now
slow
we can
powers.
use slow powers. All right,
And you're
so
the only
I
one with the
have
slow power.
slow hands 1, and this is 2 fear. So we
Okay,
get 2 fear.
very good.
Right away. And I can replace a town with an explorer, or replace a city with a town, somewhere where I have presence, which is not helping us at all.
Which you have it nowhere.
I have nothing, which I guess is a good thing, kind of.
Yeah, well, we managed.
I
it.
mean, I could spend my extra.
I don't think it's worth it.
No, I couldn't even because there's not really anywhere with Dahan and town, so
There's no.
it is what it is.
No,
so
we did
whatever, we
enough.
get it for the fear then, and for my innate power that I used. So that's
Okay. Now I have enough to do 2 gathers and 1 push because of my innate power.
good. Mm-hmm.
So 2 gathers and 1 push. And I have to be within a range of 1 of my presence. So 2 gathers and 1 push. What's good? This is Dahan, remind you. So they're going to ravage here. So maybe I'll push. So, or say, all right, gather here. And I'll
Mhm.
gather 2. I'll bring my presence down.
Do you want to gather them both from the wetlands?
Oh, because they're going to do a build
Yeah.
here?
Gather these 2 from the sands.
So you want me to leave these here, up top?
I'm just saying, we'll need them there
At some point,
at some
right?
point soon.
Alright,
We're
so-
not going to need the sands right now.
Then these were here, right?
Yeah.
So gather and gather.
Right.
I can do a push of a Dahan.
But it has to be within your range, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm out here within
yeah,
1.
It's true.
So do I want to move?
Push that guy here.
Yeah, I could do that. And then get 2 Dahan here to build up, to bolster your side of the map a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I think we're good. That's slow powers. That ends the round. So now time passes.
Oh, time ticks by.
Yep, so when time passes, this guy heals up. Any damaged invader buildings would also heal up. And that's it. So we're going to jump into the next round and start off with the growth phase.
All right. Do you know what you're going to do?
I'm going to, for my growth, I'm going to add presence, add 1 presence, and gain 4 energy.
I'm going to do the same.
So I'm going to take this one.
I keep forgetting with this guy that he can do that. I keep taking the power card and adding presence, like that's my only option, but it's not.
And I have to do, my presence has to be within 1 of where I have presence, but I'll put it here.
Mine can be within 3 of where I have presence.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to bring it here, actually, because I want to be able to manipulate those guys out of there
Yeah,
if
I'm
I
going
can.
to put mine here since wetlands are going to blow up again.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
All right, 4 energy, please.
Okay. And I get 3.
Now I get to play
Yeah.
3 cards, which I couldn't before.
I do too.
All right, now we generate energy, so
Okay,
I'm going to
I
get
get
2 more.
3, 2.
So now we are swimming in energy.
We
We can
are.
do a lot of moves this
So
round.
much energy.
All right, and now we're going to decide what cards we want to play.
I feel like this is going to be a good round.
I
I'm
hope
so
so.
excited. Okay.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Playing all 3 cards this round.
I'm playing 3 cards too. And they're cheap too.
You're cheap.
You're cheap. Cheap cards. Alright.
Mine aren't. Mine are costing me a lot.
Oh, really?
5 power. All right, so fast actions. Do you have any?
I do. I have the lure of the unknown. Oh, crap.
What's the matter?
I can't do it. Well, I was going to do this lure of the unknown, right?
Yeah.
We'll make it work, but I can gather an invader or a town, but the target land can't have invaders.
Oh. Well, that's stinky.
Now, when we do these innate powers, you said I can do both of them, right?
You can do them both, yeah.
I can.
As long as you have enough resources, you can.
Okay, so I do, because I have 3 moons
Yeah.
and 2 of these flames, right? So
Mhm.
I could do this and this,
I believe so, yeah.
not just pick one.
No, it would say or.
That's true. Okay. All right, so I'm going to first gather 1 explorer within a range of 1 here. So I'm going to move this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to do this lure of the unknown, right?
Yes.
So that's within a range of 2. I can gather. So I'll target this land, which does not have invaders anymore.
Right.
I'll gather a town,
Uh-huh.
okay? And that's it.
Okay.
And then my other innate fast power allows me to destroy up to 2 invaders or explorers, and I get 1 fear per explorer destroyed. So I'll destroy these 2,
Okay. And that's 2 fear, right?
and that's 2 fear.
That's good.
Dead.
All right, so you're done.
I'm done my fast powers.
Okay. I'm going to use the Vigor of the Breaking Dawn. And this lets me do 2, so within 2 of my presence, I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to do 2 damage per Dahan in the target land. So that's 4 damage. That kills all of this. And this generates 1 fear because I killed a town. And that fills the pool.
Yay!
And we go to
Terror
Terror
level
level
2.
2. So this goes here. Now the victory condition is just
Oh my gosh!
no buildings.
Can we just kill these buildings?
I wish.
If
So
you kill those guys, that'd be great.
that's great. Took care of that business. And my last one is Entwined Power. You and a target spirit may use each other's presence to target your powers, right? So we can
Okay.
share. So for the rest of this round. But the target spirit gets a power card.
That's me.
And then I get to take one of the cards you decide not to,
Nice. Ooh, over 2 fear. That's good.
which is very good.
2 damage or remove a blight. That's
Give me
pretty
something
too.
good.
What icons
keep
do you
these
have?
out.
Do you benefit from? The wind, right? Because I'll try to not take those.
Blue. I could use a blue, actually.
Okay, well,
so-
all of these have blue. This one has blue and the wind.
Okay, you've got the winds.
You've got the
Actually.
winds. I don't know if I want to push more people around or do. I feel like I need to do
Do
damage.
some damage. Yeah, get some damage cards out
I
there.
mean, it's slow damage, which stinks. Damage or
remove a blight. That's huge.
remove a blight or
Yeah.
defend 2 in every land where a spirit has presence.
That's not bad either, actually. And that's fast.
That's good, and that has a mountain. I'm gonna take this one. 'cause
Okay.
I'm kind of collecting those right now.
I like the delusions of. Wow, this is pretty cool. So it was like destroy an explorer, or if you have 3 mountains, destroy a town. That's
Yeah,
great,
it's
or a
pretty good.
village. So I'm just going to go with delusions of power. I'm going to use it to push invaders or generate 2 fear.
You sure? I thought you were gonna pick one of the other ones.
All right, then I'll do this one. The
Because I can
voracious,
do that like all day.
voracious growth.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
So that is the fast powers. Now the invaders go. So we look and see. We check the health of the island. Nope, no blight. Fear effects. Let's see what that card does for us.
All right,
Now
we're
we
at terror
remember
level
terror
2.
level 2, so it's going to be better.
All right. Each player may gather 1 explorer into a land with houses or cities,
Uh-huh.
or gather a town into a land with a city.
Well, there's no cities.
There are no cities. So we can
Oh, that's great, actually.
gather. Now we have to do this now?
Yeah.
Can we wait
This
till
is
we build?
perfect. Like,
Yeah.
why not bring him here
Yeah, so he doesn't.
so he doesn't build?
No, wetlands are building, but I'll bring him
Oh,
there.
also, he's yeah. Okay, no, perfect,
I mean?
perfect. Yeah, so wetlands are building, and this
So I
wetlands
pushed
building,
him into a land with a town.
and I'll push him here, and now they're not building
They'll
any
build.
but that one.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'll
we can take care of that.
destroy that.
Okay.
That's
Sounds
great.
good.
See how good the
Perfect.
fear cards
They're
are?
so good. Seek safety.
Yes, they need to seek safety.
All right.
We are destroying them. All right, so now
Now they're building.
Now we're
Ravage.
gonna. Oh, they're gonna ravage. So he doesn't have enough
Nothing.
to ravage, and there's nobody else. They're gonna build on the wetlands. So they're building one town here.
And that's it, right?
That's it. And then they're gonna explore on all the coastal lands. So
Great.
these are bad.
All right. So what this means is they are exploring along the lands on the coast.
Yep. So the
So-
ships have arrived.
They have, and they will do all of them because they're all near the coast.
Yep.
They're
So
coming
they're bringing boats in because they
fleets.
know that the spirits are just wiping them out. All
in.
right.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to deal with that. So it may seem
Yes.
like you're ahead,
You're not ahead.
but you fall back very quickly in this game. All right, so that ends the invader round.
Mhm.
So now let's go ahead and do our slow powers. Do you have any slow
All right.
powers?
I do. I have 2 slow powers actually. I'm thinking about how I want to do this. Because theoretically, we have 1, 2, 3 buildings on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And with our current terror level, if we can get rid of those, we can win the game.
Before the build
Before
phase.
the build phase.
That
which
is correct.
I'm not destroying anything really, but I am keeping that in the back of my mind.
I'm not sure
so
if I have the.
my slow powers allow me to gather Dahan. I'm generating some fear. A lot of fear.
That's gonna be tough.
What's that?
That's gonna be tough.
And see, I would gather here. I could gather up here because they're going to be fighting up here.
Okay.
I'm going to gather some Dahan up here. Okay.
Okay.
Are you with me?
I'm with you.
2,
Bring my presents with that one.
3,
Thank you.
4. I'm going to take from here.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. So there's 4 Dahan
There's 4 Dahan here.
in the mountains.
And they outnumber the invaders, don't they?
No, they're tied.
No, really?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Just
No fear.
what?
There's no fear then, right?
No, but I can use my Mantle of Dread.
Mm-hmm.
Target spirit may push an invader and a town from one of their lands.
So you should have did that first.
Yeah.
Well, let's pretend you did that first.
Pretend I pushed these guys first?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to push this town over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to push this guy with him.
Really?
Why not?
Okay.
How come?
No, that's fine.
I mean, I don't have to.
Just because I have so many Dahan there that
You're
I
just
could
gonna kill
wipe
everybody?
them out. I'd rather you just push people out.
You mean the towns?
Yeah.
Okay, so I pushed the town from one of
All
my
right, one
lands.
person in one town. Okay.
So you want me to move the person?
No, that's fine.
Okay, I
That's
just
fine.
moved the town.
Okay.
Chose not to move the person. And we get 2 fear for that.
All
And
right.
now that my Dahan outnumber the invaders, right?
Yes.
We get 3 fear.
Okay. See, that was the better
See,
play.
that's how we do that.
All right.
Whew, okay, that was it.
And I've got the Voice of Thunder, which if I can go 1 space away, up to
Mhm.
1, and if there are invaders present, 2 fear. Let's
Nice.
do 2 fear. And I have enough to do 1 gather and 2 pushes.
Mm.
So I will do 1 push, 1 gather, and 1 push.
Okay.
I think.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to decide if I want to move one of my presents with it, and I think I will. I'll move it here, or I'll move it there, because I want to be able to manipulate this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's all I can do.
Okay.
All right, so these are trash. I don't have a lot of cards left to play for this next
I
hand.
know. I have some, but not like...
I may have to pull cards back.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Alright. I think... it sucks because I'd really like to
I like
put
the
some more
power.
cards out. I
but
like
I
to put the presents
need-
down, but I need to pull my cards back.
I need cards too. So
And
I
need a
get
power
2
card.
cards. I'm gonna take a minor and a major. What are you getting? A minor?
I I get power cards. I'm thinking I might want a major power. I'm just trying to think of what minor power I have that I could get rid of that's worth getting rid of. It has to be a minor power card, not one of our standard cards, right? Correct?
Yes.
I'm sure.
I have no idea what you just said.
Like you weren't listening at all.
Yeah.
No, I said we have to get rid of a minor power card, not one of our standard power cards, right? Were you listening that time?
I wasn't listening either. I'm reading my cards. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, just let me know when you're ready to answer the question.
All right, go ahead. Speak again.
Okay. No, when we have to get rid of cards to take a major power card, does it have to be a minor power
Yes.
card, or can it be one of our standard cards?
I'll give you one of your standard cards.
Okay, that was my question, and I'm sure many other people's questioned.
Yes.
So thank you.
But instead of discarding it, you tuck it onto your player board.
Right, so you know it's gone. It doesn't get mixed in.
That is correct. Ooh, these are pretty good cards. I think I'm gonna go with the Uncanny Melting.
The uncanny melting.
Yeah, it's very uncanny. All right, I'm gonna take a major
Good
power as my
done.
second. Because these are so good.
Oh, so this lets me
is
defend.
nice.
Need that. I'm gonna get rid of this gather where there's no invaders and blah blah blah. Can you grab me 4 major power cards, please? Please.
What?
Can you gather me 4 major power cards, please?
Yeah. You
Thank
keep talking
you.
to me. I'm reading my cards.
What?
I'm trying to read my cards.
I know. I'm trying to get cards.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
I need to get rid of a minor power now. Let's see. Some of these are quite good, though.
I know.
Maybe we'll get rid of this entwined power. It was cool for when it was useful.
Yeah. It served its purpose.
I think it served its purpose, though. The trees and stones speak of war, though, and I think that's a little more important.
Mmm. Oh, this is good. +3 damage.
Okay. Okay. All right, I think I got my cards, so...
This is pretty good. I think I'm going to take this one. Wait a minute. What? Tsunami. 2 fear, 8 damage, destroy... Oh, we don't want to destroy Dahan. That's
No,
not good.
please no.
I'm going to get Mists of Oblivion.
I have
1
an
damage to
ally.
each invader in target land. 1 fear per town or city destroyed with its power to a max of 4. And if you have all these icons, it's +3 damage.
That's good.
I think that's good. Got my cards.
Okay. Now
All
we
right.
do gain energy.
Energy.
I get 2.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to play a lot of cards this round, I don't think.
All right.
And now we get to play cards, so what do we do?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Me too. 3 cards.
Okay. Okay.
1, 2, 3, and 1. It's all my power, all my energy.
All your energy.
All right. Do you have any fast powers going?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah, I have these down here, my innate
Okay.
powers. So I can gather up to 1 guy. I'm going to gather that guy there. And then... Oh, wait, I can't do that, actually. Oh, yes, I can, because I'm going to target this land, which is within 1 of my
Yeah, that's fine.
Holy Land.
Mm-hmm.
Gather that guy there. And then I can destroy up to 2 of these guys. Oh, that also has to be within 1 of my things, though.
It is.
No, it's
Who
not.
are you going to destroy?
I wanted to kill these
Oh.
guys.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah. That's okay. They're not building or anything there.
Well, they are going to build there.
Are they?
Yeah, it's
Oh, they are.
coastline.
It's coastal. Oof. Okay.
That's why I wanted to do that. Oh, that stinks. Oh, I don't know if I want to kill that. I can destroy 2, so I can kill. I can't kill those 2.
No, but you can kill
I
some
can
of
kill
those.
like
Yeah,
these.
kill those 2.
guys. That stinks.
It's fine.
I know, but it's not what I wanted to do.
Okay. 2 fear. 1, 2, and we get a card.
Okay.
All right.
I really wanted to kill them.
Not a big deal. All right, so I'm going to do Vigor of the Breaking Dawn. I'm going to do 2 damage per Dahan in target land with Dahan. 2 damage per. That's 4. So I kill both of them. I gain a fear for that. All right. You have anything else fast you want to do?
I don't have anything else fast to do now.
Why are you pouting?
I'm not pouting.
You didn't like that last move?
No,
Why?
but let's go on.
We have to go on.
We must
The,
move
the
on.
show must go on. You know, it's okay. We weren't going to win the game in one. I know you want as much as you wanted
You don't
to.
even understand. Let's just keep going.
Okay. So it is now the invader phase. So we start with the blight, nothing, fear effects.
Okay. All right, and we're on tier level 2.
Mm-hmm.
In each land with Daha, defend 1, plus an additional defend per Daha.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah, that's super lame. But
All right,
it is
well-
what it is. So we'll, yeah,
So there's defend.
only because we're doing so well at managing.
I know. I was hoping we could wipe some
Um,
people out.
So
So that's
we
it.
don't have, yeah, because our it's not going to ravage.
They're not
anyway,
ravaging
so-
anywhere. Yeah,
Alright.
we've managed it.
Womp
Oh
womp.
well.
Oh well.
So ravage, nothing happens because we killed everybody.
Okay.
But the coastal lands are going to build across the board. Town, town, town.
I was just trying to get rid of that guy.
What guy?
These guys.
Well, that's just one more town in addition to the 3 up here. That's why I knew it was kind of like, it's cool.
Yeah, but I could have
They get one
had
too.
these ones. I know. I've got them all 3.
Oh, they don't
sitting
get one
here.
down there.
What?
They don't
These
get one
guys
there.
don't get
There's
one, right?
nobody there to build. Yeah.
Right there, right there. Yep. Okay. All right.
Okay, so that's the build, and now the explore. Jungle.
Great. See? They're just multiplying
Yeah.
like you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, they get one here, they get one here, and they get one here. So
Oh,
they
they
get
don't. Oh, yeah, because they're next to this guy.
Yep.
Here. And here.
yeah, one everywhere.
All right. Cool.
Okay, and that's it. So we'll move these over.
Okay.
And now slow power. So you have all your abilities, all my abilities.
Okay. So. Can I pull anybody else out here? Too bad I didn't have a water. I could have done that extra. Do you have the ability to pull or push people or no?
No, just
You don't?
Dahan.
Okay. I just want to like maximize this, which I think I will.
Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking. I have this crops wither and fade. I can replace a town with a person.
Mm-hmm.
I could replace that town with a person and get rid of all of these.
Okay, let's see how that works.
Well, that's how it's going to work. And
How
I'm
does
just
it
gonna
get rid of them?
Because I have this Mist of Oblivion that lets me do 1 damage to each invader in a target land.
Okay.
So I could do that. Or if you think we can manage with like a 2 building sitting there, you know what I mean, for our
Mhm.
ravage phase, I could come. No, I couldn't because I'm not present there.
Yeah.
I'm not even present there.
Nope. That has to be where your presence is.
Uh huh.
Oof.
I mean, I can spend my extra energy to do it, but in any case, I could get rid of this instead and turn that
I
into a
would
person.
wipe out the jungle.
What?
Oh, they're gonna ravage the coastal lands.
They're gonna ravage all of it.
Yeah, you
So
gotta
it doesn't
do
really
it.
matter.
But
I'm
I'm
just saying your
there. That's the
presence
thing is,
here,
I'm
so-
there, so I can take care of the upper spot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do this then. I'm gonna pay 1 extra so that I can use this crops wither and fade power down here
Mhm.
and turn this into a person.
Okay.
Okay? And
Then it generates 2 fear, right?
it generates 2 fear. And this one allows me to push 1 person and one of these towns from one of my lands. See, that's what I But I could still do that here, I guess. So I can like push this guy in here.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I wonder if that means from one of my lands, as in like I have to push it out of my lands.
You just did.
Okay. I don't know. I meant like over to your side of the board. I never thought
No.
about it
That
before.
that would be that, your lands. The lands are these little things.
Right.
Your board is your board.
And then, do you want me to push this town out of here so they
No.
don't ravage it?
I'm gonna kill everything in there.
You're gonna kill it all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about if I push this in there? Can you kill that too?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm trying to win.
I
That's
know.
my goal is to win.
Well, we're gonna win.
Okay. So we get 2 more fear for that.
Okay.
And then 1 damage to each invader in target land. So I can wipe this out, right?
Yep. No fear
Because
for
they all
that
get.
though.
No, I don't get any fear. I would have gotten a fear for each town or city that I got rid of doing it that way, but
That's correct.
that's okay. I mean, yeah. Okay. I'm
All right,
thinking too
so I'm going to use the Voice of Thunder to generate 2 more fear
much. Mm-hmm.
if invaders are present in any land within 1 of my. So that's going to give us another fear card.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the Uncanny Melting.
The uncanny melting.
So I'm going to do that in this wetland here,
What is that?
right? And basically it's got to be within one of my holy lands.
Okay.
So if invaders are, maybe I don't want to do it in that one. I have to. It doesn't
What is
matter. I'm
it?
just not going to get the fear. So if invaders are present, I get fear, but no fear.
Mhm.
If the target land is sand or wetlands, remove 1 blight.
Mm-hmm.
So this blight gets cleaned.
Nice.
We've just melted it away.
Cool.
Here's my energy spent. These cards are now discarded.
Okay.
You're done as well?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna kill all that stuff.
Yeah, next turn. Not this turn.
Okay.
I can move some Dahan, I think. What do I
Are you
have?
still taking your slow actions?
I can push 3 and gather 1 Dahan. So I'm just thinking if I want to move some guys around.
Do you have
So,
anything that lets
Let
you?
me push 3. So I'll push these 2 out of here. And I can gather 1. Let me gather 1 over to here. I'll just bring my spirit presence with it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, wow. Because these guys are all going to ravage.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. Okay, that's all I can
Well-
do.
Okay.
So this is discarded. You ready?
I guess. I'm having trouble coming up with the best solution.
Well, we'll come up with something. We don't have to win in
But
1 turn.
I like it to be perfect.
Well, it will be. So that's that. Let's pick our growth options and
Right.
go from there.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to do add presence and gain at 4 energy because I need
Do I have anything hidden under any of these?
within 1.
Okay.
I guess
I'm
I'll
gonna
put it.
do this.
here.
And I'm gonna gain 3 energy. You're gaining energy?
Yeah, 4
reclaiming
energy.
cards?
4 energy.
Are
No,
you reclaiming?
no cards.
You're adding presents.
I'm just.
I need to add this
presence.
presents, but I don't know where I want to put it yet.
So I have 3, 4. All right. So let's gain our energy as well from our generation. So I get
Okay.
2 more,
I get 3.
and then we got to figure out how we're gonna manage this. I'm definitely gonna play that because it's gonna
So
1
you need
damage.
help taking care of all of that?
So I get 1 damage and defend 2 per Daha in target land.
What is that? 1 damage and defend 2 per Daha.
So I can like manage this with a defend 2 and 1 damage. So they can like knock out that and then defend that and then
Mhm.
kill them after the
Right.
ravage phase, right?
Okay.
That's that, but I need to worry about these 2.
Okay.
I have a defend 6 I can put out there,
Mm-hmm.
which will cover 1 of these 2 lands.
I can do a defend 2. Because I haven't put my presence out yet.
Mhm.
This is a presence 3 range. So I could go like 1, 2, 3. I could put presence in either of these. Like I could go here. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Which is helpful. And then I have this encompassing ward. Defend 2 in every land where a target spirit has presence. So I can defend 2 there if I play that.
No, I got it. My 3 cards, all fast.
They're all going to take care of
Yep,
all that?
all 3 covered.
Okay,
So move yours
you don't need that.
wherever
then.
you want to put that. You put it. I am covered.
I'm going to do
Yeah.
this.
All right. I don't. Okay. I actually can trigger my Lead the Furious Assault this round too, which is nice. I'll be able to destroy some towns.
That's good.
Yeah, the thing is, we just don't want. We don't want to take more blight
I
than this
know.
card holds.
Yeah, that's why I'm...
So, but I think we could take the blight up here, like we talked about.
Up here?
Yeah.
But I might, if you're going to take care of this, and you can,
Mm-hmm.
and you're comfortable with that,
I'm very
then I can
comfortable with
probably
that.
take care of this. And I'm going to put this here, I think. I mean, a lot of mine don't require... I'm going to go here. Because then I can do this. Okay. Oh, you already know what you're doing? Alright, so I'm going to play the Concealing Shadows so that these Dahan don't take damage
Mm-hmm.
this turn. That'll be good.
All right.
Are you changing your strategy?
Well, I was going to, but I need these. I need these cards for the symbols, but they're kind of overkill
Uh-huh.
because I actually meet the symbols on the bottom of this card, which is funny, which would allow me to, like, for example, I would do 1 damage and defend 2 per Daha in this land, right? So I would do 2 damage right off the bat, kill this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 2 defend each. And then it says, then I may push up to 2 of them, moving the defend effect with them.
Right.
So I would push these guys up to here, and that would give them 4 defense, which would defend against this whole thing.
Oh.
And not even have to play another card to defend it.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I need to play these cards because they have the symbols that give me that.
You keep shaking the table.
Oh, sorry. So in any case, I have to play this. It's overkill, but...
Right. Yeah, and it is sometimes, I think, when you're just trying to get the symbols.
Yeah, because I need all those mountains and stuff.
Okay.
But this is fine. I'm ready. Are you?
I think I'm going to do that. And that. I have all fast cards this time.
Me too.
We'll see how this goes.
Oh, boy.
All right. You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, I'm just going to throw a defend 6 here. All right, for my first skill. My second is defend 3, so I'll put that here. And my third is deal 1 damage and defend 2 per Daha in target land. So 1 damage per, so that's 2 damage, and I'll kill this little house, which is going to get us some fear.
Cool.
And now they have 2 defend each, so that's 4 defense here. So I have 4 here, 3 here, and 6 here.
Okay.
So all my lands are defended.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to do push 1 explore or town per Daha. So, or push 1 Daha. Oh, see, so I can't pull this in. I was going to pull in this town here, but I can't, right? Is that correct?
Wait, what does it say? Oh, per
Because
Daha
it's-
in the target land.
Because the target, it's a
Yeah.
push. That's why it's important, like the push versus gather. Because I'm not gathering, I'm pushing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually not going to do that.
You're not going to play that card?
No. No, I'm not. Because I wanted to push that in there so that we could kill everything.
All right.
But
Let's...
I kind of can't.
Okay.
But whatever. Yeah, it's not really worth it for me to do much else, actually. I guess. All right. So I have Indomitable Calm. Add 1 presence in a land, even if you normally could not due to land type. So I'm going to put this presence here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a defend 20.
Wow. That's
So
good.
That's all defended. And then for my second, take no damage from ravaging invaders this turn, the Daha.
Well, you don't even need to do that because they're defended.
What?
You don't even need to do that because they're defended, technically.
Oh, I guess so.
Right?
Yeah,
But
I guess.
play it for the fear.
I mean, I'm gonna save it.
All right, save it. Just play one card. There's no point in rushing the
I
cards
know,
out if it's
it's
not
like-
gonna, because we may
Well,
need that.
I'm gonna have to pick up my cards next time anyway, so I might as well. And it's 0 cost, so just let's get the fear and
Okay. Did you already take the fear?
no.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it is the invader phase. So no blight effects, but fear. So we get the fear card.
Okay. And we're still terror level 2, right?
Mhm.
Each player may replace a town with a person in a coastal land.
Wow.
That's great.
That is. So
Person? Person. These Daha are gonna kill all these towns and stuff.
yeah. Okay.
That's why I
So-
defended, so that they could do that.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you agree? That's why I wanted to move this in there, because they could have killed it. Done.
Yep.
One turn and done.
Okay.
I know you wanted to keep playing and playing. If I could have done it, it would have been good. Epic.
Well, yeah. It would have been a quick win.
Yeah.
So either way, so the
All right.
coastal lands are going to ravage. All defended. All defended.
Yep.
We thwarted their
Attempts.
attempts at doing it. So, with that said, they're going to attack, though. Here's the deal. We have to
Okay.
resolve this. So, these guys attack. It's defended, but the Dahan attack for 2. That kills them.
Right.
These Daha attack. Kill them. Because they attack for 4.
Mhm.
These Daha attack. Kill them. They wiped every invader
Yes.
off of my land.
Okay. No attacks, no attacks. And here, they attack for 2, right?
Yep.
And that's 1 fear. 2,
Uh-huh. 1 fear.
1 fear. 4,
And
5, 6, right?
No, 2 more.
Correct?
8. They do a total of 8 damage.
2, 4, 6. Oh, that's right. See,
Yeah.
that's why I wanted that
They-
to be in there.
They
We could've
cleared it
won.
out. Yep, we would have won the game right there.
I know. That's.
Boom.
Could've won. We could've
Done.
won.
Defend is so good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so that is that, and now we explore. No, we build. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So hold up.
What?
You're only gonna build here and here.
Right.
That's it. 2 towns.
Okay.
All right, and then the explore is the mountains.
Mm. Okay, and they're gonna explore here
And here
and
and
here and here
and there.
and here.
So
Everywhere.
every mountain they're exploring.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops. Okay.
Yeah, that's their phase. And now, did you have any slow spells?
No, I was all fast that time.
Let me think here. I actually have
You have slow, don't
2
you?
suns and a fire, so I can do Lead the Furious Assault, which allows me to destroy 1 town for every 2 Daha in a land. But we don't have any towns with Daha. But I can move some guys first, so I have enough to push.
Move, yeah.
I can push 2 Daha and gather 1 within 1. So if I push 2 Daha here up to here,
Mm-hmm.
right, and I can gather 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I can only do this spell once, so I might as well do it here,
Yeah.
right? Because they're going to ravage the trees,
Yeah, you get rid of that
right?
town,
So
right?
destroy 1 town for every 2 Daha in target
Okay.
land. Boom.
Cool. And that gives us a
So
fear
that
too.
and a fear. So that's huge. That's why I like these.
Yeah, those
The
combos
suns,
are really
yeah, they're very powerful if you remember to use them.
Yeah.
That's the trick. All right, so that ends the round. We're going to start up. We'll do growth again.
Alright, I need to reclaim cards.
I have 3.
I think, 'cause I
yeah.
don't have to, but I can't do anything with these cards. So
The tough part
could you
is
grab me? I don't know if I want minor or major powers.
I'm going to get 2 powers here. The thing is, I don't really. I don't really know if I want that. The thing is, I need. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do. I have to reclaim. I have no cards left, which is
I
just.
do the same
I
thing.
gain 2 power cards, but it's like I have so many cards. I have good cards. I like my cards. So I'll just do the old minor and major.
Could I grab these minors? What's gonna help us now? I have defend 2. Push 1. I'm gonna get rid of this. Can you grab me 4 major powers, please?
This one. 4 major powers. You get rid of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I took another minor.
Terrifying Nightmares. Look at how cool the art is on that.
I know.
It's awesome.
I think I want another major power, but I don't know. Do I want another minor power?
Ooh, is this a mountain?
I'm gonna go with another minor.
Yeah? A Dwarven Master?
Yes, a dwarven minor. These are good. Fiery Vision of Doom.
I'm gonna get so many fear cards right now. How many do we have left in this pile?
Push those. 1 fear. If it's a present, 2 fear. Oh, I like this. Call of the Dahan Ways. Replaces 1 invader with a Dahan. Yes. There's very few ways to generate more Dahan in this game.
There really are.
So
now.
if you can find a way to do it,
It is worth it.
you do it.
Now, do I go with Terrifying Nightmares or Paralyzing Fright? I can easily get these 2 bonuses. Maybe the moons would be best.
Do the
6
moon one.
fear.
Do the moon one. Yeah. Do
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yep.
Because I have the 3 mountains, but I have to use more cards to use this one. So I think I'm going to go Terrifying Nightmares. Also because it has awesome art on it.
Okay. So that is that. We generate energy, so I'm going to get 2 energy.
Okay.
I have all these cards, but no energy to spend.
3.
At least you've got some energy this round.
I do. This game. Yeah, I haven't even upped all of my energy, but
All right. So
okay.
all right. Let's decide what we're going to do.
All right. Do you know what you're gonna do?
I do.
I'm doing this Terrifying Nightmares with these freaky snowmen. I can play 4 cards this time.
I cannot. Very little power or energy.
Okay.
All right. You set?
Yep.
Okay. So you have any fast powers?
I do.
And would you like to resolve them?
I do. I'm trying to think how I want to do it. So I'm gonna do this Terrifying Nightmares first, I think. So
Alright.
we get 2 fear. And then I'm using 4 moons. So we actually get 4 fear, plus 4 fear. So that's 1,
Mm-hmm.
2, 3, 4.
Getting close.
One more fear card.
Getting
2,
close.
3. Okay, so that's that. And then I get to push up to 4 explorers or towns.
Interesting.
And I am going to... I had a plan. I'm going to push these 2 guys here. Right?
I'm thinking.
Why? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking if you push them. I was thinking if you push
If I
them
push
here,
them
I can
here.
kill them.
Could you kill them? With your... Because I know you're planning on killing these anyway.
Yes.
If you could kill both
I
of
can.
these,
Push
that
them in
would
there.
be fantastic.
Push them in there.
Right?
Yes. I think we're good.
But you can kill them before they ravage.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
You think so?
We'll see. All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not done yet. I still have more stuff to do. I have 3 moons and 2 fires as well, so I can destroy up to 2 people. Would it help if I killed these guys?
No. Is there other people you can kill?
Well, I mean, it's within a range of 1 of this. I mean, I could kill this guy, and then he won't build.
And then do that.
but I can only kill one. Because I can only target one land, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
Which kind of stinks, but
Uh,
we get a fear for that though.
Yeah, we'll get a
So-
fear for that. That's okay. We'll get more fear.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm about to get us some more too in the slow phase, so.
Okay. So then I'll do mine. So I'm going to do the Veil the Knight's Hunt. And that's I could either do damage with my Dahas, or I could push up to 3 Dahas. I'm going to push these 2
Okay.
over to here
Mm-hmm.
with my presence. And then I'm going to do the trees and stones speak of war. Now I'm going to do 1 damage and defend 2 per Daha in target land. So I'm going to get 2 damage, which I'll use on this town, which will gain me another fear, and 2 defend per Daha. So that's 4 defend, and that will
Right.
defend that entire land.
Oh. See, I wish I'd known you were going to do that.
Why?
Because my Mists of Oblivion
Mm-hmm.
actually gives me I do 1 damage to each invader in a target land. And I could have killed both of it. You could have done 1 damage to each town. You know what I mean? And then I could have
Okay.
killed both towns, gotten 2 fear.
All right.
But
Well,
that's
I'm gonna kill
That's very interesting.
them anyway. It doesn't have to
Okay.
be the ultimate optimal move. I don't think we're really struggling right now.
We're not struggling.
So
I
I'm not
know.
really
I
worried
just
about.
like to see it when stuff plays out like epically like that.
I think the whole game so far has played out pretty epically, to be quite honest. So that's that. I'm done with that move.
Okay.
Those are both of my fast actions, so that's it. So now we move on to the blight and the fear. So let's go to
Okay.
the fear.
All right. Number 2. Each player removes 1. Oh, that's perfect.
Yep.
Each player removes 1 explorer / town from an inland land.
Okay.
Boom.
Don't do that.
Why? We would win.
Oh yeah. You know what? That's right. Boom. I wanted to get more fear.
Well, we don't
So
have
now,
to because we
victory
just won.
conditions are no buildings, and we've just defeated the game.
Exactly.
So,
There you go.
nice. Wow, that was crazy. All right, let's go talk about
All
this
right.
game. There you have it, Spirit Island.
We did it.
We did. Handedly.
Four-handedly.
Four-handedly.
No, we did. We played through it much more quickly and much more optimally than we usually do with some of the other configurations.
Right, and I think that was intentional. Though.
It was.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's go through our thoughts on all of our,
On our categories.
standard categories, and then we'll start talking. We'll give you our thoughts on the game
Okay.
itself.
Awesome. So let's actually start out with replayability. So
Okay.
we explained, we set this up with a scenario of protecting the inner island.
The inner island.
You
yes.
don't have to play that way.
You do not.
So explain a little about the base.
So all of that. So the base game would have essentially been what you saw in the playthrough, with the exception of the one loss condition of giving up either of those number 7 lands
Right.
in the center of the boards, right? So we had to be wary of that, but I don't think we were ever under stress
We
for
really
protecting
weren't, no.
those. Like we cleared them out early on and then went from there.
Yeah.
The normal setup would just be putting out the pieces that each of the land tiles indicates, and then going from there. And the loss condition is really you're going to lose the 4 blight on the card. When the island becomes blighted, I believe you get 8 more in a 2-player game. And then once those go all out on the board, game over.
Right.
The island is it's dead. It's over blighted. It's like New York.
Over-blighted.
Yeah. It becomes like New York City, island of Manhattan. So in any case, so that's the standard game. But the win condition's the same.
Right.
As long as you can, depending on what terror level it is, which type of building you're able to eradicate from the board.
Right.
In the 3rd level of terror, it would have been as long as there's no cities on the board.
Yes.
We would have won. So it gets easier as you go higher in the terror track. So, but other than that, that's simple. That's a standard play. The game comes with, I think 4 or 5 scenarios, right?
Right.
All different. And it also comes with, and I know we mentioned it in the beginning of the playthrough, different sort of factions that you can use to represent the invaders. Now, it's not just labeling it with a faction. Now, I think Prussia, England, they're all in there, right? So there's 4 of them. I think Sweden and Poland are the other 2.
Uh-huh.
But what they do is add a very unique set of characteristics for
And
each
like
of
an
the
objective
invaders.
almost for the invaders.
For the invaders, and
Right.
it changes the way that the invader phase goes. In some cases, it'll change sort of like the build mechanic when they
Right.
come out. Like we played with England, for example, and they had and with on each card there's like 9
Yeah, within each of those, there's
different levels
It's ridiculous.
of things that they do, and it's cumulative as you
Right.
go up the charts, depending on how you want to scale
the difficulty,
your difficulty.
which we'll talk about.
And the reason we're talking about all this is because we're talking about replayability here,
Right.
and taking into account the sheer amount of combinations of scenarios versus invader types, and the sheer
Like the
amount.
modularity.
Yeah, of the modularity of being able to determine exactly what difficulty you want, coupled with choosing a spirit to play with,
Exactly.
which changes everything, because every spirit has strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
And those may or may not align with the invaders, the specific type of invaders' strengths and
And
weaknesses.
they may or may not align with each other. So
Yes.
if you're playing with more than one, more than just yourself, you're really like, okay, how do we play off of each other too?
Yes.
Right.
So
So.
the customization here is limitless. I've
Yeah.
never seen something this close
Yeah.
to being like to having this much customization.
Well, especially for such a like a heavier worker placement
Yeah.
type game.
And to have that much control over
over exactly
how,
what kind of experience
yeah,
you get.
Exactly. And that's huge,
Yeah.
because that just puts the replayability scale for us off the charts.
Right. Okay. So
There you go.
uncanny.
Uncanny, like the X-Men. Yeah.
Okay. What? Wait.
Yes. Wait. What am I waiting for?
Wait. How would you?
This is a heavy game.
Game.
It is a heavy
It's
game.
very heavy.
It doesn't look heavy because
Yeah, deceivingly
it's
so.
colorful, it's bright,
Mhm.
the pictures are sort of cartoonish, but not like childlike cartoonish. They're but
yeah.
it's very very polished art. But I mean,
Mhm.
it doesn't look like it's going to be a heavy game because
Right.
laid out on the table, it's not 100 million pieces.
Yeah, it's not. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It doesn't make you nervous. I'm
Right,
thinking
it's
that.
not intimidating.
Intimidating.
We'll put it
yeah.
that way.
Right.
So it's deceiving, but the
Yes.
strategy is, think about it as like Pandemic is light,
Mhm.
right? And Pandemic's one of those, just managing the rush of the Cthulhu invaders, like
Right.
in Pandemic Cthulhu, or managing the viruses, and all that stuff.
Right.
Like it's just managing this overflow of the enemy. Where in this case, it's the same thing, it managing the overflow of the invaders, but there's so much more thought into how. It's not like I'm going to collect a couple of sets of colors and then be able to eradicate this, right? I have to decide how I want to combo my powers with your powers
Right.
to manipulate the board in such a way.
Right down to what order do we play these things in?
Right.
Because you're taking turns at the same time.
Exactly. So,
So-
it's just so deep,
Yeah.
with strategy that it's very heavy.
Very heavy.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you could sit here for hours coming up with the best strategy.
Yes.
And
you could.
yes, you could easily do that. So it's deep.
Yeah.
And heavy. So there you
Okay.
go.
All right. Theme. What did you think?
I thought the theme was awesome.
I think it was off the charts.
Yes, off the charts good because it is so unique.
Very much so.
Yeah.
When we first heard about this game, saw this game, and then played it, the concept of I almost feel like you're the event deck in
Yeah.
somebody else's game.
Yeah.
Because typically in these like area control, worker placement types of games, you have like an event deck, like stuff's happening, the island's coming to get you, and all this kind of thing. And you kind of got to be that in this game.
Mhm.
So you're trying to prevent
Yeah.
these
You get to be
things from
sort of
happening. So it's
the
so
god.
Cool. Yeah.
You're the god on this island, and you're
Right.
manipulating events to
Yeah.
to save your island.
Well, and I like we talked about replayability and all the spirits you get to choose from. And I think that the other really neat thing that the theme does for the game is, you're provided with this objective, or you choose your objective, then you can really decide as the island itself, like
Mhm.
what spirits are we going to put out to try to combat what's
Yeah.
happening right now. So, it's kind of
It's really
neat
neat, yeah.
that if from that perspective too, you really get ingrained in it.
Yep, and you're putting your presence on the board,
Yeah.
and the more you put your presence out there, the more powerful you become.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, it's just all of it ties together perfectly.
Right.
Everything thematically ties in and works.
And it's
to a T.
clean, I think. Like
Very
that was one of the
clean.
things I liked was the player, how organized the player
Yeah.
board was, and how you spend your. You don't really spend your presence, but you're taking off the board, placing it on the map, and then
Yeah.
that, makes you more powerful, which
Yeah,
thematically works and it's clean.
And every spirit's different in their own right. The way they
yeah.
become powerful. So
Yeah.
it's awesome.
It's very cool.
Yeah, theme is
I want
perfect.
I can just talk about all the spirits.
Yes.
They're
all
also
the
different. They're
spirits.
also cool. Okay. All right, so let's go into components.
Okay.
Component quality.
Component quality. So the board's great. Art's beautiful. The cards are very well done. Iconography's awesome. The minis are cool, but a little flimsy,
A little bit.
right? So
Yeah.
like the invader guys are a little flimsy, but I mean
But
they
it's because
serve
they're so
their-
detailed too.
right. They serve their purpose. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, but I don't think it doesn't look like any corners were cut
Right.
in the production.
What
of
I
this game.
did like about this, and I know that the designers will talk about this too. Like when we were at Origins, I think we
Mhm.
saw this, and the invaders are worth 1. So once you kill them, they kind of just fall over and die. The towns are worth 2 kind of hit points. They have a health of 2, and they actually
Yep.
have 2 towers on
buildings,
them.
yeah.
So when you hit them, which we didn't in this game, I don't think we didn't injure a building once. We just kind of got rid of them.
Mhm.
But you can turn them over to expose on the top just like one,
The
or
one
2
building.
sides
Yep.
or whatever.
So yeah, on the cities,
So like the
there's
city has 3
3.
peaks.
So as you lay it
Yeah.
on one side, 2 of them are facing up to track 2 points left, and then
Right.
flip it over, and 1 point left. It's
So
just
that you can easily track.
right.
We like.
So
kind
there was a
the
lot
life
of
left.
thought put
Right.
into the components in this game, and it
I
shows.
appreciate that.
And it shows. Yep.
Yeah, and the art's really good too.
Yeah, art's
Okay.
awesome. Really good.
All right, setup. Easy. Medium?
It's actually not bad for such a heavy game. The setup for this, I'd say it's a good 10 to 15 minute setup.
Yeah, after you pick how you want to play.
Yeah, it's just deciding who you want, what character to be, and depending on, if you keep everything organized, it's not that hard to take out of the box. Honestly, it really isn't that bad of a
No,
setup.
it's really not. Yeah.
It's just depending on the complexity of what scenario and what faction you're playing against. They have their own set of setup rules.
But the rules are very clear. Like I said,
Yeah.
once you decide how you want to play, I think that's probably what takes the longest.
I think so too.
And then once you set it up, everything's listed on there.
Mhm.
It tells you exactly
Yeah,
what to
every
do,
card tells
what
you
to take off,
what to do.
all that.
So.
So, all right, audience, who's this for?
I mean, I think you could scale this down
You
for
definitely could.
for someone who's not into the heavier, stressful game,
Mhm.
and you can make it super light, super easy. But with that said, super light, super easy is still heavy,
Yes.
in my opinion. It's a
Yeah.
heavier game. It's very thinky. So you're going to want somebody who is familiar and has played board games before.
Yeah, I think when you first sit down to play, as I think our first game that we actually sat down with, we just kind of started playing. Like, I mean, it's what you
Mhm.
always do, I guess. Not thinking too much about how the strategy was going to affect. So we just played like the base game, and we
Right.
got destroyed.
Well, no, the base game we did
Wasn't it?
okay. No. Base game we did okay.
The very first time we took it out,
We did. We made it pretty
Oh,
far. I don't
okay.
think we won that one, but we got pretty far
Yeah.
in it. When we tried our first game against the English,
that one we got destroyed.
we got destroyed. We didn't have a good spirit combination
no, we
to
didn't.
fight against them, and you really have to think. We just said, let's randomize it, let's try it, and we
Yeah.
got destroyed.
Right. There was like no possible way
Yeah.
that.
If you at the end of our playthrough thought it looked pretty easy,
Yeah.
it was intentional, believe me,
Right.
because we wanted you to see how the game plays and not
Right.
watch us just get obliterated for an
And
hour.
not be able to recover.
Yeah, because it's not pretty when you start to go down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So audience is just
experienced
pretty much
gamer, I'd
experienced
say.
gamer probably.
Yeah,
Fun factor. Did you have fun?
it's a fun game.
This is so fun.
Very
Even
fun
when you
game.
get obliterated,
It's
so much fun.
it is true to its word when it says cooperative. Like you
Mhm.
have to be cooperative in this game. You have to partner with everybody else
Right.
at the table in order to have the most efficient and effective turn.
Exactly.
Right? Otherwise, you're going to lose.
Well, and I think it might have been off camera, but I mentioned to you during one part too. I'll always tell you exactly what I'm doing,
Mhm.
which is like kind of annoying, but also essential because it's like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Because if I'm attacking a certain group of the town like explorers and stuff,
The invaders.
but you're going after those same invaders, and we're not talking about it,
Yeah, you all have
And
to be on the
that's
same page. And that's
Um,
I think that's why we were able to
But
get
the
through
thing
this
that I
pretty
like
quickly.
about it, like, is from a cooperative standpoint, this is not not so much like Pandemic, where you can get like an alpha game, person who's like telling everybody what to do, because you all have individual roles and individual powers, and you're drawing and making truly your own decisions about what you're going to do. But you do have to talk.
Yeah,
and
a lot.
Communicate.
This is a
It's
super,
huge.
super cooperative
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
All right, so that was Fun Factor. All that's left is rating.
Ooh, the rating.
What do you think about this game?
All right, so we talked about this.
We did
Right?
at length
Off camera, at length on what
for
we.
like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So we've been playing this a lot.
Because we've been
and-
playing it.
and
often.
it's given us all different levels of challenge,
Yes.
and it's always been fun. So I mean, quite honestly, there is at least one expansion out there, and there are some promo spirits, I believe, a 2-pack that we haven't even seen
Yeah.
or played yet. But to be quite honest, I think even without that, the game is off the charts good. So I think we both agree that this is going to get our highest rating
Yep.
of outstanding.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Without a
We
doubt.
could not recommend this game any more to someone or a group of people who want a cooperative experience that's really
Yeah.
thematic.
Or a solo experience.
Or, yeah, you can play this game solo.
Yeah.
Which is
Which I know that there's tons
yeah,
of
it
people out there that do
appeals.
that.
It should appeal to anyone who's
Yeah.
into that solo or cooperative, heavier gameplay with a lot of theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of customization you can do.
Right.
And there's this game has so much legs. It's ridiculous.
It has just so much legs.
Yeah, it has a lot of leg. It does. You get a ton out of it.
I agree.
All right.
Excellent.
Cool. So with that, hope you enjoyed the playthrough. And thanks for stopping by and watching. And please subscribe. We'll see you.
See you next time.
Bye bye.